In this episode, we speak to a researcher and storyteller through data for an automotive industry. Listen, let's find out more. Welcome to the Enactus Perspective, an interview show created for the entire Enactus South Africa network, where we have our partners, faculty advisors, alumni and students share some of their most fondest memories of their Enactus experiences and how those experiences are shaping their lives today. It's really about putting their Enactus experiences into perspective. Tshegofatso, thank you very much for taking a time to share some of your experiences with us. So, in one sentence, more or less, can you perhaps tell us exactly who you are and what it is that you do?
I'm fierce. I'm a fighter, and I'm personally go-getter. So a hustler, like we call it in South Africa. So it's not basically looking at one way of doing things in life, but getting to explore myself in different avenues of my skills and life as well. Yeah.
Oh wow, super. That's one way of describing, yeah. With Enactus, like, what are some of the things that you learn through Enactus that you're using today in your career? Some of the things that you employ, or what significance basically has Enactus, contribute towards your day to day nowadays?
Nowadays. Yo, so in Nectars, what it has taught me from because I joined while I was in university, so it taught me to be this person who doesn't complain about life much, rather take action in terms of whatever that you see as a problem. Why not solve it? If it's bothering you, then it's your problem. You need to get a solution for it. So it has built that in me to an extent that I hardly complain. Okay, there will be complaints there and there, but I hardly complain because I know that if I need to make a change or I need to see a progress in that thing, I'm the only person who will be responsible to change it, or else it will bother me for life. So it has taught me that.
It's about, oh, nice. So it's really about taking action.
Yeah.
Enact action. What is
Yes,
this?
yes. The A.
How did you join Enactus? Like, what are some of your first time memories on when you were joining? Were you a member? Which year were you? Like, can you run us through that?
This is a funny story. Okay, funny for me, maybe.
Yeah.
So, so it was 2012. It was 2011. So we were in university and we just joined university. And then, no, 2012, we went to our second year. And then I met a friend in 2011 and doing our first year. So we were very close, going to and from class, doing certain things together. And then she's a community type of a person. I wasn't then. So look at God. So what happened was we we were at the class. So there was a campaign. We let me just say we did business management. So it is a commercial stream. So Enactus Scythe, then it was Scythe by that time. So they were campaigning for students to join them and everything. So they used our class as an opportunity because we were business management students. And then they came and then they put an overview of what Scythe, now known as Enactus, is and what they do and everything. So okay, we were just listening and obviously amused by whatever that they were saying. But you know what happens after? You just be like, oh, they said it, and we leave. But she was like, girl, after we're done with our academic, we need to pass by somewhere. Okay, cool. When we were passing by, we called it a K block. So where our economics and management department is situated. So Saif was there. And when we were passing this, she said, can you accompany me to this office? And then I want to do something. Oh, okay. We going. And then we got there and then I saw the people. I'm like, these are the guys that were there campaigning about the SIFE and everything. She's like, yeah, cool. And then she enrolled. I'm just sitting and watching.
You're just accompanying her.
Like, I'm accompanying her. I'm not coming here for anything. She had a mission. She knew. So I was like, there. And then she's like, aren't you joining? I'm like, I don't even have the money to join. And then she was like, I'm paying for you. That's how I joined Enactus. And then ever since, I do not regret. Even today, I still tell her, you changed my life in an amazing way. It is in an amazing way. Because when we joined, then we started with the projects and everything. So you get to meet young people. So the lovely thing about Enactus is meeting young people who are hungry for success, and not just success in a monetary or wealth way, if we call it in our term, but in a social development type of a way. People who are hungry to help others. It was young people, to mention, who are hungry to help other people who are living in certain areas, like, your poverty and everything. So it changes your mind in terms of thinking about people. You start to be empathic. So you need to understand, if a person is living in poverty, how do they feel? I might not be in that situation, but I need to put myself in their shoe and be able to actually change it and change it and make it a better life for them. So it really changed my life.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of storytelling, and giving hope to young people. What then would you say, like what's your motto? Your motto in life?
So my motto is Jill Eston's quote saying, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." So I stand by it. I still stand by it. I've been using it for some time, but it doesn't get old in my way of using it. Like I've mentioned, being the change of people's life or of whatever that bothers you. If you see, happen to see, for example, see people like young people who are doing drugs by the road, by the streets, and that thing bothers you, please do not complain about it. Do something. So if it affects you, yes, take action. If it affects you, then you need to make a plan, because we are not affected by anything. And it doesn't mean if I'm not affected or I'm not bothered by those people who are doing drugs, then it's a problem. It's not my responsibility. So we are here in the world where we given responsibilities which are different. So each one needs to identify that and be able to take action. The A in Enactus, yes.
Okay, let's bring it back to modern day. Let's bring it back to modern day. What I mean, storytelling through innovation and data. Where are you working right now? Where do you work? How like tell us more about what it is that you do on a day to day. Some projects that you're involved on. Your career, as well as sustainability. How you incorporated some elements from Enactus into what you do today.
Okay. So my current role is market intelligence. We call it market intelligence, but it's basically research, market research, and an automotive industry. So what I do on a day-to-day basic is just trying to understand who are these people, who are the customers, who are intending to buy the customers, and who are not buying the cars that we are selling. So I work for Nissan South Africa, to be specific. So yeah, so if we are in a space where we want to know why people are not buying our cars, then we go for that. So I get to actually use data to then tell a story. So you get like your quantitative data where you need to crunch numbers, where you need to understand certain data, like you need to correlate certain things in order for you to actually tell a story. So data can be there, it's just numbers, but you need to then translate it to story that will actually improve, the strategy of the organization. So that's what I do.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we have our national competitions, which take place once a year normally at the Sandton Convention Center, where all the teams come and present their projects. It's about all the data they've collected and all the impact, and they're basically presenting it. So okay, cool. Then in your view, how effective then is the role of entrepreneurship in addressing socio-economical and environmental challenges, ideally Sustainable Development Goal 4 and 8.
Okay. So SDG, it's a Sustainable Development Goals, which we have 17 now. And just so people have an idea of what we're talking about, we have 17, but you mentioned 4 and 8, which 4 is so equality of education, and 8 is where we get accessibility of work, and then also economic growth. Yeah. So now we have to link it to entrepreneurship, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So in terms of, entrepreneurship, or let me just say our economic growth in general, it's actually driven by entrepreneurship, be it agriculture, manufacturing, anything. It has to do with entrepreneurship because of the inflow and outflow of cash or anything, resources and everything that's happening. So it grows our economy, it grows our GDP. And it's good when it's done locally, because then it improves our GDP, and it also gets us more money in the country. Then our economy then becomes a bit better. So in terms of entrepreneurship, where we discover ideas which a need to the people, like the people in the in South Africa, the nation, and then you then discover an idea that will actually exceed or not really say it can meet or exceed the expectation of the people, where it covers that need. So sometimes people don't even know that this is a need, but you get to then understand that there's things such as hunger, there's things such as poverty. Then what's the need for that? How can I actually take the action and create entrepreneurship on that? So with the entrepreneurship part, it helps in terms of now creating jobs, which is number 8, the SDG number 8. It will create decent jobs for people. People will graduate and then finally get jobs, because they are people who are actually building startups or businesses where they need assistance in terms of growing the business. So in a business, you need to be a team player. You need to have a rugby team. You need to have people who are playing there and there. You can't do it alone. So you start alone, but you eventually need people. Then you create employment. And then on the quality education, so last year there was
Just about to ask then, how do you teach tomorrow's skills today, as a closing question? And let me actually make it a closing question, because we can go on and on with this. It's very it's a great topic, but as a closing question, how do we teach tomorrow's skills today, and how can we be the key to better business? How do we go about doing that, in your view?
Okay, so with the current situation, we are at a state where there was a research done that half of the young people in the school, like 5 years prior, they can't even do a basic calculation. So imagine you can't do basic calculation and you are in your primary school. So now we want to implement like quality education. How do we do it? So we need to start from the ground, like do the basics first at a younger age. So how we play as kids, we need to as kids, not we, sorry, how kids play, we need to then give them activities that broaden their minds, not just think straight and narrow, but to give them an opportunity to now crunch numbers, to give them opportunity to now create things, be innovative, creative at a younger age. It's good then than it is at our age, because we have a lot on our mind. So if we were to get like your coding, there's a code, IT term coding, and then there's your AI, the artificial intelligence, where we can implement on education and try to help these kids at a younger age while they are still in crash even, so that when they grow, they are able to say, okay, this is what's happening. Their mind is now broader, and it actually thinks global while they are actually in a local state, because this is where the global role is going in terms of technology and everything. So we need to actually start implementing those things at a younger age.
Okay, wow. I think we can certainly all play our part, in ensuring that that we take part in that, whether it's our family, our friends, even just our own siblings, we start educating them on just the basics of technology, because clearly that's the space that we're moving towards. And actually it's the space that we're in. One thing COVID has done is ensure that we catalyze ourselves in this space. Tshegofatso, thank you very much for having a chat with us. Continue to do what you continue to do, some of the great works, continue to inspire others, continue to tell that story, through the data. And thank you very much for today.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
You're most welcome.